Hey everyone, what's happening? If you're new to the channel, please take a second to hit the subscribe button and enjoy the video.
How is everyone today? Oh, it's early, isn't it? Welcome to the theatre, everybody. Nice to have you here. So who has some really cool questions today for our executive team? Oh, beautiful. If you do have questions, we ask you to come on down to the centre front area if you can, or around here, because we do have our crew staff who'll be passing the mic this morning. So to start the event, of course, we need our officers on stage. Would you please first of all welcome the gentleman in charge of the entire hotel operation on board the Harmony of the Seas. He is my boss. He is Irfan, your hotel director. Give a round of applause, everybody. All the way from Turkey. Morning, morning, morning. And responsible for the engineering department, it's our chief engineer all the way from Montenegro. Give it up for Milan, everybody. He goes on vacation tomorrow. His very last captain's corner, your last day. Thank you. And finally, all the way from Norway, ladies and gentlemen, he's the master of the Harmony of the Seas. Please, oh, actually, before we bring him on, I think we got a video. We've got a video, everybody. Do you want to see this video? This is really cool. Here we go. This is the best video intro ever. Yesterday was our very last visit to Labadee. Here he is, everybody. Your captain, here's Johnny! Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Good? I like that intro. I feel like a rock star coming up there. Yeah, and that was our last Labadee yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, that was our last Labadee. That's okay. We're going to Kukuke instead. Yeah, welcome to Liars Club, everybody. Are you awake? Good, good. Just checking. Yeah, fantastic. I feel like I'm in a marriage game show here. What the heck is that? No, don't even go there. No, don't even go there. Okay. Well, we call this Liars Club behind the scenes because we can tell you anything and you wouldn't know the difference, would you? I'm just warning you already now. It's supposed to be very informal and fun. So we'll make up the answers as we go along, okay? So are you ready to bluff regarding the hotel operation that you're from?
I googled everything last night.
Yeah, you are from Turkey. You are from Turkey. You bluff all the time anyway. That's fantastic. Love it. Yeah. So any questions in regard to the hotel operation? Obviously recruiting, food, beverage, all that nice jazz goes for the hotel director. Chief Engineer Milo, how many horses do you have downstairs?
Well, I went through the fun facts on YouTube, and they say it's 126,000 horses.
That's where we look at the fun facts on YouTube. That's where, yeah. 126,000 horses down there. Fantastic. In charge of the technical operation of the ship. Obviously, that's a big responsibility. And there is a saying that the chief engineer, he knows a little bit about everything, while the captain knows everything about nothing. So I will obviously be delegating today, that's for sure, and entertainment and activities. I know you have 220 crew members working just in the entertainment department. That's pretty amazing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. More than chief engineer and the staff captain has on the deck department. Takes to run, but I think it's worth it, isn't it? When you think about all these people that is working, hard-working people, all over the place. Fabulous. All right.
Should we fire it up?
Yeah, let's fire it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have my two crew staff, one taking port side, one taking starboard side. In fact, that's port side, that's starboard side, isn't it, Captain? Yeah, port side.
I don't know.
It doesn't
Either
matter.
one.
As long as we're going the right way. And
figure-
if you can raise your hand, we'll come to you one at a time. We're going to have the crew staff just hold the microphone and you just tell us who you are and your question, and we'll do our best to answer it for you. So, who's going to begin? Who'd like to start? Oh, right over there. Take it away, sir.
Good morning. My name is John Hatcher. I've always had two questions for you. First, I've always wanted to know when y'all are sailing during hurricane season, how y'all deal with things when hurricanes always seem to be directly in your path. And second, I'm from the Houston area, and I understand they're building a new terminal for Oasis class ships in the port of Galveston, and wondered if you'd heard anything about where those ships are going to be going, routes and things like that.
Let's start with the second question first. That's news to me. Not heard that we are building anything for the Oasis class in Galveston, and that's honest answer. I guess you can find an article if you look into royalcaribbean.com, but I haven't heard that we are doing that. We have the three main ports here on the East Coast. Obviously Miami, that's the brand new terminal there, and the first one where we are going tomorrow for the last time, for some time. And then up in Cape Canaveral, where we are also going tomorrow for the first time. So those three are the terminals that we have for these class ships. Whether we're going to extend and go to Galveston, I don't know that yet. So that's the answer there. When it comes to the hurricane season, yeah, it's there. 6 months or a year, and we just have to jigsaw around. What was the question about it? You're from Texas, you know all about hurricanes.
I wasn't sure as far as what the ship could endure as far as winds and things like that, how that worked.
We run away. The hurricane season actually starts right now. Did you know that trough that we went through the other day had a possibility to develop into a tropical storm? Did you have an idea about that? Why didn't you call me? No, just kidding, just kidding. No, we follow everything that's happened when it comes to the weather. And we have our own meteorologist, I guess you've seen him on channel 14, on Mr. James Van Fleet, who travels around on all our ships, and his head office is obviously in Miami together with the rest of the marine or the operation of the Royal Caribbean, and they follow everything that happens around the globe. So we know way in advance if there is a possibility that something develop, and then we start planning in advance to see what is the options. And the good thing about cruising in the Caribbean in the summer is that there are no other cruise ships down there. At least there are very, very few compared to in the winter when there's season down there. We have 5 or 6 or 7 cruise ships in every port, while now there is 2 or maybe 1 or 2. So we have a better option of going and changing our itineraries, and that's what we will do in case there is a hurricane that decides to be in the same port as we do. So this is a part of our industry and the part we do. So we take your safety and comfort into consideration as the first priority. And then we play around that and see which ports are open. Because you can't go into a port and hope the hurricane is going to pass. All ports will be closed where the path of the hurricane is predicted to go. So you have to get out at sea and run away. That's what we do.
Okay, by the way, hello to our junior captain. Aye, aye, sir. Look at him, looks so sharp there. Oh, hello, sir.
Steve from Plantation, Florida. And one comment before I go on is, as you well know, Captain, these ships can handle rough seas. The Oasis hit 65-foot seas being delivered coming across, and it really was well. We handled it well. I was on the Allure when you got that yellow motorcycle delivered. But you changed. You used to have the red sock on the left foot and the right sock on the wrong foot. When did you change that? That's not my question, but that's an observation.
All right. First thing first. The yellow motorcycle is a 2005 that I bought on the Mariner Seas from Orlando, Florida, in 2005. So I've had it since then. So the bike has been with me for quite some time now. It still has only 16,000 miles on it though, so I don't drive it that much. Unfortunately, people get confused about this bike because I used to have a 250 bobber, which is not a Harley, and that one I could take into the elevator and drive around. And I'm saying it's a 250, that means it's 250cc and it's a gas engine. So I went electric. I went to a Tesla, so now I have it's not a Tesla, it's a little electric motor scooter or something like that. I scoop around it inside the ship. The Harley I only take off in some of the ports. When it comes to my socks, well observed, sir, but if you ever seen me wearing them the other way around, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. So somebody is copying me. Because I wouldn't do that, because the socks are actually a preparation for arrival tomorrow morning. You know, when we left Port Everglades 6 days ago, we sailed out of that narrow channel which had red and green navigation buoys, and I just need to remember tomorrow which side were the red buoys supposed to be on and which side. So that's how this comes up. So if I had them the other way around, I wouldn't be here because I would be fired. The Harmony would be a hotel on the beach in Fort Lauderdale then, because I missed the channel. Maybe I start like this. Oh, then I have to back it. Okay. Very well. You had a question as well?
Oh, another one. Folks, if I can ask you, once we go to the next guest, one question each so everybody gets a chance, otherwise we're going to be the longest Captain's Corner ever. Okay.
Yeah, we are ready to
What
one
is
more
it,
6
sir?
o'clock.
What's your question?
The hull rather than face after.
Okay, he's very technical now. So what he's asking about is how is it that the azipods, no, wrong, the propellers on the azipods are pointing forward. Well, that's a tractoring, it's pulling it there. And the reason for that is quite simple. The water that hits those propellers is undisturbed. There is no, it hasn't gone through anything. If you put it behind the actual pod, it would, the water would hit the azipod and being disturbed. Cavitation and loss efficiency. That's why. See, it's the reason for everything. God, well, I know. I'm so impressed with myself. But I'm making it up though.
Okay, so moving on. One question each, folks, so everybody gets a chance. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good morning, my name is Gordon, I'm from San Antonio. What's going to happen to Lava D? Are we still going to have a Royal Caribbean going there? Are they going to increase it to make it more like Coco Cay? Or?
Hopefully nothing is going to happen because I think it's pretty darn good the way it is, isn't it? Did you enjoy it yesterday? Ah, that's good. Now, you know we are expanding. The company is building more ships. So we are looking at other old islands as well. And Coco Cay we had for a number of years. Well, Labadee, first of all, we had for like 30 years. It's just being developed. So now we're moving us away from there for some time. And here is someone that needs me. Is it okay that I... He says yes. So that's good. So now we know. Nothing's going to happen. There will still be a lot of ships going there, but we are focusing a lot about Coco Cay, as you probably have seen for those who are following Royal Caribbean lately. So it's a $250 million investment over there. So if you want to see it, 13th of May is the first time an Oasis class ship is going to dock, and that's going to be us. So we are very excited about it. They have started. Is it today or tomorrow they open it officially?
Today. I think it's today.
Today? Is it today?
It just opened like 3
An
hours
hour
ago.
ago?
3 hours ago. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh gosh, we missed it. The Navigator and some of our smaller dinghies, ships, are there. So that's, they are just trying it out for us, okay? Before we drop 6,400 plus 2,200 crew members. Very excited to get there. And if you haven't looked at it, just look on the internet and see what's happening on Coco Cay, because it's going to be absolutely amazing. Well, it is now because it's open.
Actually, I just received a real time picture, and you know what? It looks exactly the same like the 3D pictures. It's amazing. Yeah, it's very exciting stuff.
So we'll be going there every week, Eastern and Western itinerary. We're changing our itinerary a little bit as of May 12th. Then will be Coco Cay as the first port of call on both the Eastern itinerary and the Western, because you know we're doing flip-flops. Yeah, thank you for asking about that.
Captain Trey from San Diego. It's Red Right returning even, but you already know that. What does post-retirement look like for Captain Johnny? What do you do when you finally give up 40, 50 years of being captain?
Thank you. What do you have in your mind, sir? Do you have an offer for me? Okay, great question. Next. I have to stall for time because that question I never had. However, let me throw it on and ask these guys also, because it's not just my show. Irfan, You're now 69 years old. What do you plan to do in the future? No, you don't say, he's not 69. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Where do you see yourself in 20 years?
I'm gonna come back as a guest and cruise. That's my plan. That's my retirement plan.
So he's going to be a platinum member soon. Milan, what is your plans? I know you're going on vacation tomorrow, so that's all you're focusing at this moment. 10 weeks off. What are you going to do after that?
I hope I'll come back. I'm not planning any retirement, but when I do, I really hope I'll be somewhere on an easygoing life style, on a beach, fishing, thinking of nothing, and yeah, I think so.
Boring life. Now, you see, I think all of them.
Maybe it's too exciting right now, so it will kind of equalize.
Now, myself, I have never even crossed my mind, but I have so much to do when I'm off duty that I know I will not be reading a book, because then I will fall asleep, so I don't read books. Unfortunately, I will be very, very active doing things in my own community back in Norway. I'm very much involved in golf and stuff like that. And you know, riding my Harley and playing with my grandchildren, do things like normal people do, not being abnormal like I am. How about you, Mark?
I have kids, I could never retire. If people think on a ship you save all your money, no, you still have bills to pay back home. Mortgage, healthcare, college funds. So I'll be here every year since 1996. I thought one more year, and I'm still here 23 years later. So it's a great job. I've no need to retire or even think about it just yet. Bless you. So maybe I'll be 50 next year. So I think if I can do it till I'm 60, I'll be happy.
That's absolutely true. That's the goal you have, you know. And I just to make it clear, I haven't been thinking about retirement yet. So I know the staff captain doesn't like to hear that, but that's another story. All right, next question.
Okay, next question. Let's move on.
Hi, I'm Gary from South Florida. And Captain, a question regarding the fuel we took on in St. Martin. First, why St. Martin? Second, how much fuel did we take on? And third, whose credit card did it go on?
All right, Chief. What do we do about the fuel? Yeah, I know you have the credit card. He uses his Royal Caribbean Visa card, and then when he gets swiped out, he get a free cruise after that. You know?
2%.
2%.
Well, we bunkered about 1,300 metric tons, and that should be enough for 1.5 cruise. Why there? Well, there are probably some money involved in that. Easy on taxes and whatnot. Most of the fuel we get still in Port Everglades, and once a month we are topping up in San Martin. And there is also a US-based company that sells fuel in San Martin with some tax eases on it.
Price is right. And when the chief job, you saw the bunker barge come alongside. That's the busiest day the chief engineer had throughout the whole week, you know, because then he had to go down there and he lift that lever and he stayed there for 6 hours, bunkering 600,000 gallons of diesel fuel. I just popped down there on lunchtime and give him a Coke or something.
So yesterday bill was $780,000 US.
So that's what we paid. Do you guys know what the casino is, by the way? Okay, just checking.
Please.
It's kind of a three-pronged question. Has anyone missed any of the port departures so far on this cruise? And are you aware of that right away when, you know, certain people hit a red flag or, you know, 5 people missed? And C, if someone wanted to come back to the ship, could they rent a helicopter and land right on the port there? Or is that
Yeah, that's a
life or death situations?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. First of all, I have never ever left anyone behind. They leave me. Let's just straighten that out first, because we sail on time, all right? So that's number one, all right? So you know when the ship sails, you better be there, okay? If not, bye-bye. I got you. Hope you bring 2 things with you. The credit card, so you can book an airplane back home, because sometimes the connection between the islands is difficult, and obviously if it was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, you couldn't fly to Labadee. The other important thing is the camera. Because it is a very rare opportunity to take a picture from the pier of the ship as the ship sail out to the port, and you should have been on board that ship. So there we go. What actually happens with these guests is entirely up to them. Here's two things. If you're booked on the Royal Caribbean excursion, we know where you are, and we will wait for you regardless. The bus breaks down or for somehow you're delayed to the departure time, we are responsible to bring you back, and you wouldn't be alone on that excursion anyway. So then we will wait for the guests because we know where you are. But if you're on your own, you're up there shopping gold and diamonds and t-shirts and get drunk on the beach, whatever the reason is, we have no idea where you are and we cannot wait for you. However, we will go through your luggage and your safe to see if there is any traveling documents there that you would need to get off the island. So we will take your passport unless you brought it with you or something else. If there's medicines there and stuff like that, we will hand it to the port agent, who is our person, extended arm to that island, and he will wait on the dock till you come. So then when you come and see the ship is gone, then here's your traveling documents. Bon voyage. And he will help you obviously to book an airplane to the next port or whatever it is. So that's the procedures. Yes?
Okay, this gentleman, then we're going to go to the back. I see you waving at me, darling. He's right there with you, don't you worry. He's not going anywhere. All right.
Hi, I'm Chris Cooper. I'm from Ontario, Canada. And I had a question about the wastewater and the sewage and the garbage. What's done with that? Their holding tanks, and how is it processed? Treated?
Great question, Chief.
How many hours do you have available? It's quite a complex process. It's obviously a huge ship, and a lot of waste is generated on a daily basis. Starting from water, like water, grey water, what they call, whatever comes out of toilets, showers, sinks, that goes into a special compartment that is called AWP, or Advanced Wastewater Purification System, where basically whatever you pump overboard on a certain regulatory nautical miles is as clean as this water. There is really no any difference. It may be a taste a little bit different, no, it's fine, but quality is there. Whatever solids we separate from those, we burn it, right? Then we had food waste. Obviously, we had 22 stations around the galleys around the ship where all plates, dishes are washed off from the food. So whatever food waste is collected, it goes into collector tanks. We make sure there is no plastic, there is no cork, there is no metal, and then we feed the fish, or again on certain nautical miles with some exclusions. Let's say we cannot do that in a Bahamian or certain areas, estuaries around the Bahamians and the certain part of the Caribbean. And the last question was, yeah, sewage. I just said that. That's actually what we call the water. But of course, there's a lot of recycling going on board. We recycle entirely every single piece of plastic on board. We recycle the cardboards, paper, the ones that are not contaminated with the food waste. In that case, you have to burn it. We recycle every single aluminum can. We recycle every bottle that's been used on board and is being crushed. All this is collected in special boxes and we sell it. And the money goes back to the ship for the crew welfare fund. So it's been and it's big operation.
That goes all the way to deck number 17, where the most expensive staterooms are first. Then when they used it, it dropped on number 16, and then it comes. Anyone deck 3 here? Yeah. I knew there was something that smelled over there. Ooh, no. All right, thank you for asking about our environmental program. We are very proud of it, and Royal Caribbean is the leader, industry leader when it comes to the environment and keeping the oceans clean. Yes, thank you very much. We have one back there.
I really can't see that woman waving at us for the past 20 minutes. We see you, darling. Off you go. Your time has come.
I've been watching you every morning,
Ooh.
Captain Johnny.
Oh, beaten to it.
And I think you do a very good job doing the TV show every day. And all of you guys, thanks for getting us safely and soundly to our destinations this week. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I'm happy to hear that you're watching Channel 14. We're trying to have some fun over there and being a little bit informative on top of it as well. Wonderful one. Thank you so much.
Staying at the back. Hello.
Hello, Captain. I'm Jose Jensen. I'm from the Netherlands and I live in Naples, Florida right now. Lucky me. And so I can go on lots of cruises now because it's only an hour drive. And I was wondering if you had any big celebrities on your Royal Caribbean cruise during your time as captain that you remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget them. If you met Taylor Swift, you wouldn't forget that. Or Rihanna, or the list is long. The last one that was pretty famous that we had on board was actually, you? Actress from New Zealand, Greece. Olivia Newton-John, yeah, I was going to say, yeah. So there are occasional ones. This week, I was going to come up with something, but no. You know, we are not allowed to tell anyone who they are and where they are. They are here on a vacation and enjoying themselves. So actually, Tiger Woods, he wouldn't mind if I tell you that Tiger Woods is on board this week. Just kidding! Liars Club. No, we don't. We would never post or say that if there is anyone, you know, is kind of. But yes, there's occasionally some pretty famous people that comes by, and they will try to stay incognito, and they succeed for like 12 hours or something. No, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, to the back. Hello.
My name is Jonathan. I'm from Florida, really far away. What does a typical day in the cruise director life look like? And then how do you keep up the energy and sort of bonding between the team? Because the amount of energy they have every day is crazy.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, it's a fun job. It's a team. We have a large team, and we hang out together socially as well as, you know, working together, because we're together 24/7, like, you know, the bridge team, the captain, the hotel team. The hotel team, we have meetings every morning and every afternoon to discuss the day's events. I mean, with my team, I've got 15 supervisors who report directly to me, so they have their own individual team meetings. I then have my monthly meetings with them, and I have daily meetings with the senior staff. There's a lot of meetings. But yeah, it's just a fun environment to be in. Everybody works hard. Everybody is acknowledged for their hard work. You know, it's constant praise and congratulations and thank yous. And it's nice when the guests thank us as well for what the entertainers do, because it's a good job. Wasn't ready for that question. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody enjoyed the shows this week? Thank you. And there's also a lot of people behind the scenes. We got Louis there, who runs the sound for Greece and Columbus. He's got 25 live mics at any one time. So we have to remember that 220 people in my team, a third of them are behind the scenes, but they're just as important as the ones who are on stage every day, because we couldn't run the shows without a technical and stage staff team. I couldn't do what they do. I have no idea how that mixing board even works. I don't even know how you switch it on, but great job. Thank you very much.
And that's good.
Yeah, that is good, trust me.
Hi, I'm Kristen from San Diego. I just had a question. So you're at 6,700 guests now. How big is it gonna get? How much bigger are the ships gonna get? Do we know?
We're not at 6,700, is it? Then someone got pregnant last night. That is not the number I've been getting. How many? We have 63? Where did you get 67 from?
Max on the ship, well, according to your stats, so 6780 is the max for the ship.
It's 8880.
Oh.
I gotta see this. Yeah, including crew, yeah.
I was drunk when I wrote that. So.
Yeah, again. No, the max persons we can have on board, that's really what matters, is 8,880, because that's what we have lifeboat capacity for. How big are they going to get? Ooh. It's really not about the ship's size anymore. It's about the infrastructure when you get to the land, because it takes a few buses and taxis, etc., in order to send all these people on an excursions and on tours. We have proven throughout the years, we have had Royal Caribbean for 50 years now, when we started with a ship of 17,000 tons and 730 guests and 300 crew, to what we have today. By expanding and building bigger and bigger ship, the ports has become bigger and bigger, and made it feasible for us, or possible for us at least, to get in there. So it's really not about the operation of the ship, it's more of the infrastructure on land. If you had told me 15 years ago that I would be a captain on a ship that takes 8,880 people. I would have laughed. I said, that's impossible. But here we are, and we are building bigger ships. There are more coming, and we actually, Royal Caribbean has 14 ships contracted within the next 8 years or something like that. But that's the whole brand, though, not only Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, it's also obviously Celebrity and TUI and all the other brands that we own and operate. So we are expanding, and I have heard about something that's going to be bigger than this one too. I mean, quite bigger. So just stay tuned to RoyalCaribbean.com and you'll figure it out one day.
Hello, next question. Are we down? Oh, we're over there? Okay. Hello, sir.
Hi, Mike from British Columbia, Canada. This is more to the hotel manager. You have an incredible staff from all the people at the front that we see and the people at the back. And part of the joy of your job is, of course, working with people, and part of the curse of your job is, working with people. Here's my question. How do you deal with unreasonable guests?
We never saw them. I don't know where are they. Never seen them. No, thank you for your comment. Really appreciate that. Well, it's part of the job, and working for a company like Royal Caribbean International is for us is really privileged because we do go a lot of trainings, and many of us in the hotel, and we start from the lower ranks and then we work our way up. In my case, can I share it, Captain? Yeah, okay. So in my case, I started as a waiter in an island, and then when you experience so many years with so many different people, you have an experience how to deal with difficult situations. And I mean, it's not really problems, we don't call them problems, it's just really opportunities and different expectations. But we always look at the positive way, and we're just trying to our best, to make sure they are happy when they leave the ship. That's our ultimate goals. And all the crew members, they are very well aware of it. So it's one goal, for everybody to make sure every single guest leaves the ship happy. That's our goal. How much we reach that, that's we decide under the cruise. You let us know.
Yeah, and obviously, when you have 2,200 crew members from 80 different countries, you have to have strict rules and regulations, and that's for us. But there are rules and regulations for our guests as well. We call it guest conduct policy, and we utilize it when need to be. So if someone is unruly or unreasonable, and they put yourself or the ship or some of the crew members in a very awkward situation, we would ask you to leave in that next port, and we would. Yeah, that helps. You liked that one, didn't you? You wicked people. Yes, of course. We would ask you to leave when we come to port next time. So we left 4 people in Labadie yesterday. Just kidding, Liars Club is in. No, we didn't leave anyone in Labadie. So,
we're doing today,
and we're not going to come back. So no, it's that's what we use what we call GCP, and we have a meeting with the guest services manager and the security officer and the staff captain, and we can kindly have to ask people to leave if there is unreasonable. If you're here to have fun, and we will make sure you do. All right, we have one gentleman up there, I think, in the yellow shirt as well. The lady here. Yep.
What is the housing quarters like for your staff? Is it private, or are you assigned a roommate?
Captain shares, with 3 other people.
The 3 of us.
Captain.
So you asked about how many in each stateroom? If you have private quarters, oh yeah, it's very private. You want to talk about it? Yeah, talk a little bit about the cabin situation for our crew members and our staff.
Well, we have maximum 2 crew members share for cabin, and this depends on the rank what they have, but that's the maximum. But I can tell you right now in the Harmony we have almost 40-45% of the crew, they have single share, so they don't have to share the cabin with anybody else. And of course, when you work your way up, and then you have privilege to live alone and then to have a larger cabin. In the old days, we used to have 4 crew members in the same cabin, but these days it's fantastic, to have almost half of the crew with the single share. So it is private.
It is private, yeah. All right.
Okay, where are we going? Who's next? Oh, there we go. Hello, what's your question?
My name is Almog. I'm from Alabama. My question is, when you have the ropes, when you throw them to the shore, like when we start at Labadee, does it touch the water?
Yeah, it touched the water, yeah. There is a very thin line first. Very relatively thin rope that we send first. So the guy that's on the pier, he can start pulling that thin line, and then he gets to a little thicker line, and then he pulls that, and at the end he gets to the big rope, and then he put it on what we call the buller there. And then we have winches on the deck that we pull the ship in with and hold the ship in a good position. That's how that is. Yeah, good question. Okay, hello. Hi.
Hi, so this has been really, really informative. Thank you very much. But I really only came to get the chief engineer's signature on my scavenger hunt. So can you sign this before you leave, please?
I'm sure he will sign it before he leaves, and he's signing off tomorrow. Thank you so much. You know where to find us. We have someone up there.
I would like to know what is the weirdest thing guest left in his guest room.
And who are you?
Annie from Canada.
Why do you want to know?
Because it will be funny.
You really don't want to know.
What might be weird to you might not be so weird to us, because we've seen it all. Well, we had this guy, I think he was from Quebec, Canada, and he left his son there. He was 2 years old, he was in the drawer. No, just kidding. People are pretty good picking up their stuff when they leave. It's more, what did you take from the ship when you left? When they come to security and they have the silverware and the napkin in there, that's why. I don't have any stories about that. You're the hotel guy.
Yeah, we have in quite a few occasions, you know, they leave some ladies their husbands. So I don't know. It's no, I mean it's really not that many funny stuff, you know. Usually cell phones and cameras and all kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's not a lot.
I'm not saying.
This is Adam.
Hello, Captain Adam.
A junior captain. And he wanted to ask a question from his, Captain Johnny and Chief Engineer. How old you were when you wanted to be a captain, right? And work for the ship as an engineer.
Wonderful. You want to be a captain one day, or maybe a chief engineer? Yes. Okay, let's all answer that question so you have a chance. So let's start talking about ourselves here. Irfan, how old were you when you decided to go out and see, and how did you become a hotel director on the biggest cruise ship in the world?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm from Turkey, and in Turkey when you are 20, you have to go to military service. So after I finished the university, I studied tourism hotel management, and I was 20 years old when I graduated, and then it was two options: either you go to the army for 18 months, which is not fun, and then or you find something else to leave the country, work somewhere else, and then after 4 years you come back, you pay the service, and then you continue with your life. So I chose the second one. It was they told me it's so boring in the army with all this no details. So I was in Istanbul, in Bosporus, and I was seeing all these beautiful cruise ships coming in and out, and I see all this fancy stuff, and I see people working over there, you know, shore and all this. I said, you know what, I think it looks interesting for me, so let me look, how can I get a job there? So I applied, it took 1 year until I met the person who was doing the interviews. So he was, I think, having a good day, he hired me, so I don't know why. And then I joined the company in '99 as a waiter in the main dining room. And then it took 15 years to be hotel director. So, and then I became hotel director in 2016, end of 2016. And yeah, here I am. I just joined the Harmony back a couple of months ago.
That's your hotel director, Ms. Ifan, please. Yes, yeah. So for 15 years, you were sailing on different ships in different positions?
Actually, yes. I had the privilege to work in every Royal Caribbean ship except the Spectrum, the new one, and the Symphony. So it's with different positions all the way up. So yeah, it was quite exciting journey for me.
It must have been very, very interesting. So what I'm hearing, you've been working for 15 years in all these different ships, in all these different positions. You can't keep a job. Okay. Milan, what's your background?
Yes, sir. I started, I actually never wanted to sail, honestly. I had the nightmares of squeaking ships, rusty, fighting with the waves and stuff like that. So that was not my plan at all, but events took me to the sea. I actually graduated back in 1991 in Dubrovnik, Croatia, which was my residence at the time, on the Maritime University, Marine Engineering. And then I started to sail. That was back in 1991, December. And well, it took me about 11 years to become chief engineer. I've been throughout all kind of cargo ships, starting from mobile carriers, crude oil tankers, chemical tankers, container ships, name it. Back in 2002, I decided that I might go for the ships that had more than just one propeller, from obvious reason. And I went for Pullmantur Cruises. At that time, there was just a founded company. They had only one ship, and I stayed on that ship for 3 years. The only good thing that happened to me there was that I met my wife, and we are happily married until present day. That was actually a love boat. That was Pacific Princess, original love boat. So I was chief there. I miss those days, honestly. And then back in 2004, I decided to go for a company that actually really looks into these rotation systems with really kind of family-friendly contracts, because we are working on 10 weeks on, 10 weeks off. So it's really, it's a great opportunity to save your family, because you can bring them aboard whenever you want. So it's kind of great. I've been on almost all class of ships, as Irfan said as well. I was never on Quantum class, and I never worked on Radiance class. And the others I did, yeah. So.
Your chief engineer, Milan, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yeah, I started fishing shrimps on the coast of Norway with my father. That's how I grew up at sea. He had a 50-foot trawler up by the Arctic Circle, but it's got awfully cold there in the winter. So I said to Papa, when I was done with my military service as well, that I want to go out and see what the big world has. So, and I ended up in the Caribbean. Was hired by Royal Caribbean as an ordinary seaman back in 1975, and here I still am. So I worked for the company for 44 years and seen how the company has grown, and kind of me too in many ways. So I went back to Norway to the Merchant Marine Academy. So the chief engineer's education of mine is kind of similar in a way. He's technical and I'm deck. So I learned about metrology and how to drive ships and loading and all that kind of nice jazz. And it's a 9 years education, because you have to have 3 years of sailing before you can start on the academy. I was deckhand, and chief engineer was Viper and oiler and so on. And then when you had 36 months of that, you could start on the Marine Academy in Norway, and that's a 3 years education, but you need to sail a year as a second officer and as a first officer and a chief officer, staff captain, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty long education before you have an unlimited master license. So it took me 10 years actually. And I've been a captain for the company for about 25 years on all kinds of ships, and I've been very fortunate. I would say I was the starting captain of the 5 Voyager class ships, and I stayed on the Mariner, the last one, out of Cape Canaveral actually for 5 years when we brought that one out in 2004, and then I went to the Allure for 6 years, and now I've been here since we took this ship out. So when the chief says that we haven't been on the Radiance class and those things, we don't do small ships anymore. And now we are all dying to find out how the cruise director ended up being a cruise director. What's your education and background, sir?
Absolutely zero, Captain. No education needed. Mine's the only position where you don't need qualifications. It's all on-the-job training once you get the job. But obviously you have to be a people person to become cruise director. But it started when I was a DJ in the United Arab Emirates. I was a DJ back in 1990 and 1991. Then I was touring a lot around Europe, and I met this juggler called Pete Matthews. This was in 1993, and he said you should be a DJ for Royal Caribbean. Never heard of Royal Caribbean. We had 10 ships back then. So I applied, and I got the job as cruise staff, which is what my guys are doing here in the theatre. And then I was promoted to assistant cruise director a year later, then cruise director 2 years later. I've been cruise director for 20 years now. So all the behind the scenes stuff is all on the job training. You have to be a good manager, you have to be good at business, finances, HR, it's all on the job. So a piece of paper doesn't make you good at your job. It's all on the job training, making mistakes, getting better and better and better. And I'm still learning to this day. Yeah. And Pete Matthews, the juggler, is still with the company.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's like 104 years old now.
He is, yeah. I don't know how he gets off that unicycle.
Yeah. So, young man, there is hope for everybody. You don't have to take any education. You can end up as a cruise director in a Royal Caribbean. That's fantastic.
Yes, you got the job. You got the job.
Yes, absolutely. That's great. As you mentioned, on-the-job training is the main thing. You know, you can only be educated as far. That's when the real school starts. Is after you finish with the paper exercise or wallet, and obviously whether you go hotel management school or technical or deck and doing nothing.
Yeah, blah blah blah.
Big Mo. Okay, next question. Where we have one right over there.
Over that side. Okay.
Hey, my name is John from New Orleans, Louisiana. It's for Captain Johnny. Captain Johnny, how long does your contract run? And then when you go on vacation and you return, do you return to the same ship, or do you have to go to another ship, or is it your choice?
Thank you for that. Efron, will you take us through the hotel side of contract lengths and plans?
Yes, in the hotel, the shortest contract is 4 months. So we do 4 months on the ship and 2 months off the ship. And it can go up to 9 months in some of the crew members. So 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. And when they have 8 months contract, they do get approximately 9 to 10 weeks vacation.
So hotel officers, you have 4 months on and 2 months off. So you're filling in for 2 months here, and you're 2 months on the north ship, and you go on vacation. That's how the hotel officers does it. You have one permanent on board, and you have one that's kind of swinging between two, usually the same class of ships. For the marine side, like the chief engineer, myself, or marine officers, we have a one-to-one relief system. So we have 10 weeks on board and 10 weeks off. And yes, so when I go on vacation, my colleague comes flying in from wherever he comes from, and then we return. So we are on the same ship for about 3 to 5 years. That's the plan. So Chief Milan is going on vacation tomorrow, and his colleague is already waiting on the dock tomorrow morning when we arrive, because now his 10 weeks is off. I would say the shortest contract of everybody on board is, a matter of fact, the cruise director, because he's hired on a weekly basis. And it's up to you folks right now to decide, are we going to keep Mark on board as a cruise director here on board the Harmony Oceans? What do you think? Woo! And he hasn't had a vacation for 2.5 years. So there we go. All right. Finally, it's your turn, sir.
Hello. Hello. All right, my question is, do ships react different in hot Caribbean water versus cold Alaskan water?
And who are you and where are you from?
Is that Brandon? It is.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
Brandon, hello. From Florida, Sarasota.
Sarasota, Florida. Do you wonder about the ships react difference from of the temperature in the water?
Like, do you have to, is there anything you have to do special for a ship to sail in cold water versus hot water? Like, do you have to prep it differently or?
Nope.
No?
Okay. That was an easy one.
And my second question is, do you eat the same food as we do?
I hope not. Because there ain't anything left from you guys I finished eating. Let me rephrase that one. Let's talk about our food.
Yeah, we do have different food in certain extent, because we do have many nationalities on board, and we always try to cater for as many of them as possible. So yes, some of the food definitely is the same, and there is lots of ethnic food as well. And we do have, similar to the Windjammer on deck number 16, we have it on deck number 2, which we have approximately like 1,000 seats over there to make sure we can have all the crew members they've been taken care of well. And that's open approximately 21, 22 hours for the crew members.
It sure is, and that reminds me about one thing. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta go.
For two reasons.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the shows. Have you enjoyed the shows on board the ship? Isn't it amazing? Yes. And if you think that these entertainers, professional entertainers, just come out and jump on stage and sing and dance for you, that's not quite right. No, at 11:30 they're going to start to rehearse and warm up for the show that starts at 2:30 in the afternoon in Greece. So they have a longer day than that show lasts. I can promise you that. It's before and after, including what's happening on stage. So we got to get out of here and let the professional entertainment take over. That's one reason that we have to leave. The other one is at 11:30 I need to be down in the crew mess making crepes for the crew members. Because that's a part...
That was crepes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not crabs? Isn't it crabs? Isn't it crabs? Is that, oh, that's somewhere else. Okay, I won't be there then. I will be making crepes down in the crew mess, where we call it the crew mess, is our crew wind jumper. So I'll be there. And then I have lunch with some other people, I don't know, where later, 12:15. So we are really busy. Even though it's a nice, relaxing sea day for you folks, we have a tight schedule. Do we have one more question?
One more. Hello.
Hi, Yannick from Australia. Obviously, you guys deal with a lot of challenges on a daily basis. Can each of you share one of the most challenging situations you have to deal with in your current role?
This one. A challenging situation. Well, I can just make that very politically correct and say that, we need to be prepared for a challenge. That's why we train with. We have kind of a few years of experience among us, so we need to understand what if all the time and plan for that. So if the cruise director loses his voice, that would be a challenging situation for him, but then he has his backup. If I drop dead, the staff captain and two of the chief officers are licensed captains and they know how to get the ship safely back to port. If the chief engineer has miscalculated the fuel, we have a bigger issue. Or you guys, on deck number 3, have you seen under your bed there are oars there? So you can, that's a part of the plan, or paddling. And so on and so forth. So that's what it's all about, It's about planning the unforeseen event, including hurricane seasons, which we spoke about earlier. What do we do if? So that's what it goes for. So yeah. Was there one more question, or I'm not? You have one there. Okay. Hello, sir.
Hello, Wayne from Pennsylvania. Do you like captaining this ship with the technology nowadays, or would you rather do when you come on board 25 years ago, where you maybe got your hands a little dirtier?
If I give you two choices to drive a car, here is the most technology advanced, beautiful, fastest, most modern car you have, and then I'll give you a 1912 Ford. Both has its charms, doesn't it? And that's past. I don't even know if I remember how to drive it back in the 70s. Those I do remember it, because if you want to learn how to bicycle, I am sure that you can continue to do that. So, but I love this ship. The technology here, the power we have on here is better than any other ships that I've ever. She's the biggest one in the world, but she's also the easiest one to drive, actually. So yeah, I'll stick to this one. I don't want to get my hands dirty again. That's how I got here, by the way. So. Well, folks, thank you so much for all these great questions and comments this morning. It's absolutely fantastic. I know we have a busy day.
Yes.
What's the rundown?
5 minutes time, Dazzle's Deck 8. Entertainment questions with the cast members. That's at the back of the ship, Deck 8. It was called Meet the Stars, starting in 5 minutes. Hideaway Heist is on right now, so I've got to run there. And then the next Hideaway Heist at 1 o'clock for all of you. If you want to see that 1 o'clock, get there at 12:30 to get the best seats. Greece at 2:30, 7:45 parade with Captain Johnny. 9 o'clock comedy showtime in here, so lots happening. Thank you very much.
A lot is happening. And again, thank you so much for all the questions. And don't forget to reply on that email from us when you come home, because we love to hear how you enjoy the cruise. And by the way, we will pull out, or the company will pull out a thank you, and they give you a free cruise for responding that when you are the lucky winners. So thank you again, everybody. Have a great day. I'm not on the list.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to keep these videos coming. You can also follow me on Facebook. The link is in the description below.